Hey guys, welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast, your daily guide for inner child healing. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading, the second is a discussion of that reading followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Now, before we dive in, I have a few quick reminders. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps us spread the word, allowing us to continue to grow this community. Next, I'd like to introduce our Patreon group, where we have 3 weekly meetings. On Sundays, we have a meditation meeting. On Tuesdays, we have book club meeting. And on Thursdays, we have open topic discussions. These meetings take place at 6 p.m. CEST, so Amsterdam, Paris time. For my next announcement, I'd also like to introduce the Reparenting Daily journal, which you can find on Amazon. This journal follows along with the podcast, so each weekly and monthly themes are reflected in the journal. It provides space for you to keep your notes with plenty of extra resources on each topic to be discussed. It's an excellent tool, and if you purchase it, you can join our weekly meetings for free. Just send me an email and we'll get you linked in. For the last announcement, I'd like to introduce one of my most meaningful creative projects, a 3-volume series entitled Fairy Tales for Reparenting. Now, you might be wondering, why fairy tales? Aren't those just for kids? But through my personal healing journey and in studying the work of Carl Jung, Marie-Louise von Franz, and other spiritual and psychological traditions, I've come to see fairy tales as powerful symbolic maps for transformation. They carry deep, timeless wisdom, especially for those of us doing the hard work of reparenting ourselves. The series follows the structure of the hero's journey. Volume 1 explores the wounded child, stories of loss, betrayal, and innocence. Volume 3 is about the trials of endurance, cunning, and self-discovery. And Volume 3 is the return, stories of transformation, power, and wholeness. Each story is followed by journal prompts and space to reflect on how each story connects to your own inner healing journey. These are not just tales, they're tools. They're an invitation to connect with the part of you that still believes in magic and possibility and healing. You'll find both familiar classic and lesser-known stories from cultures around the world, offering you fresh insights and inspiration on your path. All 3 volumes are now available on Amazon. Your support means so much to me, not just for this project, but for the larger mission of helping myself and others reconnect inwardly. Reparenting is like nurturing a bonsai tree. It's not fast, it's not flashy, but with care, patience, and consistency, it will transform you. Thanks so much for being here and for supporting this work, and also for committing on your personal journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is a blog entitled Setting Boundaries is Important by You First. Just as a reminder, we are in July and the theme is establishing boundaries and assertiveness. We're in week 1, which is July 1st to the 7th, and the theme for this week has been understanding the importance of boundaries. That's the last day of this week. Boundaries. They are a necessary part of any relationship. Boundaries enhance our well-being in so many ways. So why do we have so many feelings around setting healthy and effective boundaries? And how do you go about setting boundaries you need or want in your life? There are so many benefits to putting boundaries in place. It clearly communicates to others what we need and want. Setting boundaries decreases our stress level and prevents us from experiencing burnout. Boundaries enhance our relationships, both personally and professionally. They are important for self-care and improve our emotional health. There are many reasons people don't set boundaries. Society sends a message that politeness is important, and that somehow creating boundaries is rude. People don't want to disappoint others, nor not to have their acceptance. Many are scared to set a boundary and feel like they don't have the right or deserve to protect themselves. The idea of creating and identifying what boundaries you want to set may feel overwhelming at first. First, you must determine what your values are and what matters to you. You need to be able to identify what your limitations are. You must begin to understand the word no is a complete sentence. Boundaries should be stated assertively and directly. You also think about and practice how you should respond to boundary violations. What is the difference between setting healthy boundaries versus being controlling? Setting healthy boundaries involves our own behavior choices and actions, while controlling seeks to change behavior choices or actions of others. It's important to realize that your voice, needs, and wants matter. Boundaries are unique, specific to each person. It's also important to remember that boundaries are flexible. We can adjust them and change as we go. A big part of setting healthy boundaries involves making sure that you're consistent when responding to violations of your boundaries. Remember, other people do not have to like or agree with your boundaries. Eventually, you will start to feel less guilty or not guilty at all when setting your boundaries. You will stop letting others take advantage of you and find that you are not responsible for the feelings of others. Setting healthy boundary also includes not feeling offended by those boundaries that others choose to set. Boundaries are necessary for your well-being. You will have to know who you are and what you value in order for boundaries to be effective. Even though you may have a difficulty or struggle with them, you should still work to make sure you put them in place. We all have different needs and wants, and that is okay. Make sure you are indeed setting boundaries and not trying to control others around you. Boundaries aren't easy, but will, in the end, benefit you and all those around you. Thank you, and that's everything for today. Welcome back. Welcome back. For those of us reparenting ourselves that are growing up in homes where our needs were ignored, punished, or made to feel like burdens, setting boundaries can feel a bit unnatural, perhaps even wrong. But this reading reminds us that boundaries aren't selfish, rude, or controlling. They're essential to our well-being. They say I matter, my feelings and energy matter. Reparenting means giving yourself permission to protect your peace, define your values, and release the guilt of not living for others' approval. Learning to say no as a full citizen is part of reclaiming your personal power. In dysfunctional families, our survival often depends on people-pleasing, invisibility, or self-abandonment. But today, as your own inner loving parent, you can assert your needs without shame. And when others resist or violate your boundaries, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It means they're used to the old version of you. Hold the line. It's not about controlling others, it's about honoring yourself. As we go into the journal prompts today, number 1, where in my life am I still afraid to set boundaries because I fear being rude or selfish? What would a loving inner parent say to me in that situation? Number 2, what's one recent time I let someone cross my boundary? What value was being violated, and how can I protect that next time? And number 3, what does being controlling versus setting a boundary look like in my life? Where do I need more clarity? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here, and take care of yourself. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.